Hey Tan fam, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mrs. Tanya Joshi, aka Relate with Tanya, and I hope you guys are doing really well. First of all, wish you guys a very happy new year. I hope this year brings in a lot of positivity, strength and happiness in your lives. And we are back with the first video of the year, which is going to be a makeup review, which I'm extremely excited of. We are going to be doing a makeup review for the E.l.f Satin Finish Foundation and the 16-hour Camo Concealer E.l.f ka. Both of them are fantastic. Now E.l.f I have used before and concealer is going to be my first try. So you're going to get my first impressions of this one on this video, which is exciting. Let me talk more about these products with you guys. So the very first product that I'm going to talk about is the E.l.f Satin Flawless Finish Foundation. Now this is medium coverage foundation. It is for 550 rupees. It is having almost 18 shade variety, which is good for 550 bucks. I feel the quantity could have been a little bit more. This has 20 ml of product. I wish thoda aur dete, but honestly speaking, if you're going to use this for everyday wear, a little bit of this product goes a long way. You don't need so much of it. And yeah, so this has an oil-free consistency. If you see the consistency of this foundation, I'm going to put a pump right here. It's not very runny, so it does prove that it's not like very sheer coverage. It's a decent medium coverage foundation, which is very nice. My shade is 300 Sand. I've already applied it on my face and you can see that it's blending in beautifully with my neck and there's absolutely no problem. The foundation has a beautiful coverage, but it's definitely not buildable. Let me be honest with you, ये foundation buildable नहीं है. You cannot build in the coverage. एक बार आपने apply कर दिया, थोड़ा सा extra आप apply करोगे तो it might turn out to be cakey. तो one time application is more than enough. Don't build it up so much. Definitely it is not very dewy finish, but it's not very drying also. So that's why I think it has a satiny texture to it. It has a very decent coverage and I'm very happy with the performance of the product. And yeah, also I forgot to mention that I feel this foundation will work for all skin types. अगर आपके open pores है तो please use a primer that blurs out your pores. And also it works I think well for oily skin. Please just mattify your T-zones before applying this foundation. That you can do with the primer. Oil control primers आते हैं बहुत, तो you can just apply it on your T-zone here and just help in control the oil that comes from there. And I feel ये overall हर skin type के लिए बहुत ही बढ़िया foundation है. इसका application and everything I will show you in the next clip. So keep on watching. अभी के लिए let me talk about the concealer also. हाँ, before I show you the application of the foundation, let's talk about the concealer also, ताकि मैं application एक साथ दिखा दूँ आप लोगों को. Now इसका price है 600 rupees and इनके पास भी I think around 20 shade variety है concealer का, which is amazing. Now looking at it, I feel like I've ordered a too bright of a concealer. So I do want to buy a concealer that is 1 to 2 shades lighter to my skin tone because I use it for highlighting purposes. Highlighting मतलब अगर आपका पूरा base हो गया, color correction हो गया, आपने foundation लगा लिया, उसके बाद आप चाहते हो कि आपके under eye area bright लगे, तो हम उसके लिए एक slightly brighter concealer use करते हैं जो हमारी skin tone से 1 या 2 shade थोड़ा bright होता है. ये मेरे shades face से काफ़ी हद तक ब्राइट है अगर आप देखो. एंड इट इज़ मैंने अप्लाई किया. आई विल टेल यू मोर अबाउट इट इन ड्यूरिंग द एप्लीकेशन. तो आई विल डेफिनेटली, दिस शेड इज़ मीडियम बेज. आई वुड गो 1 to 2 shades डार्कर. ओवरऑल इसकी परफॉर्मेंस मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी. इट इज़ फुल कवरेज, इट इज़ वेरी लाइट वेट. बोथ द प्रोडक्ट्स इन फैक्ट आर सुपर लाइट वेट, विच आई लाइक. नाउ लेट्स गो ऑन टू द एप्लीकेशन बिकॉज उस चीज़ में मैंने काफ़ी बातें करी है प्रोडक्ट के बारे में. So obviously before starting the application of the foundation and the highlighting concealer, we need to do our skin prep and I've already done mine. I've done the Color Bar ka facial oil and I've used the moisturizing cream by Cetaphil. This is for normal to dry skin. This is very good. I really like this moisturizer and I've already skin prepped. Now if you can see, I have some darkness around my under eye and my lip area. So this is very normal. This pigmentation is very normal in Indian skin, but we need to color correct it. नहीं तो अगर आप उसके ऊपर foundation डाल दोगे ना, it will turn grey. I will talk about these basics in my future YouTube videos. Don't worry about it. अभी के लिए just try to understand that we need to color correct our skin before we apply our foundation because it is necessary. You need to bring all the, the face needs to get into an even skin tone. So that's necessary. You can do it 2 ways. Now पहला तरीका ये है कि आप एक orange color corrector use करो. Now if you are someone जिसकी मीडियम टू डार्क स्किन टोन है तो आप ऑरेंज कलर करेक्टर यूज़ करोगे. लाइक आई एम मीडियम डार्क स्किन टोन, तो मेरे लिए ऑरेंज करेक्टर यूज़ होगा. बट इफ़ यू आर समवन हु इज़ फेयर देन आपके लिए पीच कलर करेक्टर यूज़ करना होगा. इट इज़ स्लाइटली डिफरेंट फॉर फेयर एंड मीडियम. तो इफ़ यू आर मीडियम गो फॉर ऑरेंज, इफ़ यू आर फेयर ऑन द फेयर साइड गो फॉर अ पीच करेक्टर फॉर द डार्कनेसेस अराउंड योर आई एंड माउथ एरिया. नाउ आफ्टर दैट सपोज अगर आपकी डार्कनेस इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं है, जैसे आई डू हैव क्वाइट अ बिट ऑफ डार्कनेस हियर एंड आई नीड टू कलर करेक्टेड विद एन ऑरेंज कलर करेक्टर. बट मान लो अगर आपकी सिचुएशन इतनी नहीं है दैट यू डोंट हैव सो मच डार्कनेस, देन यू कैन गो फॉर अ कंसीलर दैट इज 2 shades darker to your skin tone, 1 to 2 shades darker to your skin. I would prefer 2 shades darker to your skin tone. Like this one, this is Supra का concealer. This is in the shade FS27. ये मेरे skin tone से 1 या 2 shade dark है. तो sometimes when I feel like the mouth, because of my skin care, my mouth area is better, then I only conceal this area with the concealer that is 2 shades darker to my skin tone. But मैं ये directly under eyes पे नहीं लगाती हूँ. I first do the orange color corrector, then put this on top of it to neutralize the color corrector. All of this I will explain properly in detail in my beginner series guide, which I will be starting very very soon next month. So stay tuned for that. But अभी के लिए I'm just trying to make you understand the basics. तो like I said मैंने already अपना apply कर चुकी हूँ क्या कहते हैं my basic skincare I've done. So I'm going to take the orange color corrector and थोड़ा सा around under my eye I'm going to put and around my mouth area. थोड़ा सा इधर भी darkness है मेरी और इधर भी है, तो this also I will slightly conceal. I will take a nice beauty blender like so and just slightly dab it फटाफट under my eye and wherever I have applied my concealer. अच्छे से आप ब्लेंड आउट कर लो एंड या दिस इज गुड इनफ. नाउ इसको थोड़ा न्यूट्रलाइज करना पड़ेगा. अगर मैं ऑरेंज अगेन इसके ऊपर डायरेक्टली फाउंडेशन डालूंगी तब भी इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी स्लाइटली प्रॉब्लमैटिक. सो फॉर समवन हु हैज़ हेवी डार्क सर्कल्स आपको ये थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा स्टेप करना पड़ेगा. आफ्टर दिस आई गो फॉर अ कंसीलर दैट इज 2 shades darker to my skin tone and just apply it below my eyes so that it matches to my skin tone. I have to color the oranginess also, नहीं तो वो foundation और concealer के साथ mix होकर ना it's going to give a very weird orange tinge which we don't want. So this is an extra step for people who have slightly extra pigmentation which you will have to do to neutralize the orange color also. So I'm just applying that and covering the orange. If you see अच्छे से the orange color has been concealed and now my skin is looking pretty much one tone. After this I can now आराम से apply my foundation. So yeah, this is a quick hack to explain you guys how to conceal your dark circles. I am going to make a video specific to this very soon, so don't worry. So yeah, now we are ready to apply our foundation. So since I've already used this foundation before, I know what the consistency and everything is, but I'm going to repeat everything for you guys to understand. So like I said, this is a medium coverage foundation. It is oil free, but it blends out beautifully and I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to take out a bit of the foundation on my, makeup plate. And if you can see, it's not very runny. The foundation is quite good. It stays in place. बिल्कुल runny, पतला, liquidy नहीं है. So it explains the coverage. I'm going to take a beauty blender. I use a beauty blender. You can use a brush also if you want. I'm going to take a bit of the foundation. Just remove the extra little bit and start showing you the coverage of the foundation. Now you can see this black spot. We're going to see how it is covering. And you can see it's covering pretty well. And एक ही dab में you're able to cover your entire face. If you can see, it's really good. But see, if you can see slightly ये blackness peep through हो रही है बहुत हल्की सी. So it does prove that it is a medium coverage foundation. It is not full coverage. अगर full coverage होता तो वो बिल्कुल छुप जाता. तो it is definitely a medium coverage foundation, but adds a beautiful glow to the skin. Don't forget your neck. And the shade of this foundation is sand. It's a beautiful shade. It really blends into my skin very very well. I do feel like it is a perfect match to my skin tone. And Yeah, see, if you can see, it did not take too much effort to blend it out, and I'm a dry skin person, so I 100% approve this for dry skin and even oily skin. I feel this foundation is going to work beautifully. ये मैंने foundation लगा के मैंने सुबह 10 बजे लगाया था और शाम तक मैंने ये foundation पहन के रखा था, and it did not oxidize, you guys. So obviously if you color correct and you choose a foundation of your own skin tone, then 100% your foundation will not fully oxidize and it will not cause any problem. And yeah, the coverage, like I said, of the foundation is a medium coverage. It blends out very easily. There's no difficulty as such in blending, so it is quite comfortable. I'm also applying a little bit under my eyes. It is something just I do. Yeah, it is definitely medium coverage. I don't think if you even built it, it's going to make a very big difference. अगर मैं इसके ऊपर ही थोड़ा extra build कर दूँ, it is slightly buildable, but it will definitely not give you full coverage for sure. And neither this is sheer coverage. So I would feel like this is perfect for people who like to apply a little bit of makeup on an everyday basis, to office, to college, to work. I do recommend this foundation for like an everyday foundation, like, you know, if you want this one product. The only, like I said, the disadvantage I feel with this product is that the quantity is thoda less. I feel quantity thoda kam hai iska. I wish thoda zyada hota for the price point that this has. Like, it's for 550 rupees and it gives 20 ml of product. Thoda sa aur extra de sakte the, I feel, but theek hai. The foundation's performance is absolutely brilliant. Please ignore the consistent light fluctuation. My camera is having some problem. I don't know why it is doing that. I'm trying to figure it out. But if you see, the foundation's coverage and finish is absolutely beautiful. There is no problem as such. It gives a nice slight dewiness also, and it's not feeling heavy on the skin, which is brilliant. Super lightweight. I think it mentions also that it has a very lightweight formula. It is very satiny finish, probably that's why it's giving the dewy finish also on the skin. But I love how the finish of this foundation is, and abhi to set bhi karna baki hai and highlighting concealer dalna baki hai, but overall the performance of this foundation is brilliant, and I 110% recommend, you know, this foundation for everyday wear. अगर आप लोगों को कुछ हल्का चाहिए and you just want something that looks very natural, then this foundation is very, very beautiful. Just don't forget to color correct, because नहीं तो, since it's medium coverage, वो फिर अगर आपने imperfections को, you know, color correct nahi kiya na, so it will be very visible through the foundation. So it is needed. Since I've seen color corrected around my mouth area, the coverage is looking beautiful and the finish of the foundation is looking a lot better. So now let's do the highlighting concealer. Now, if you are someone who does not want to go overboard and you want to just stop here, you can actually just take the foundation around your eyes and just, you know, set your face and just do the rest of your face and you're done. You don't need an extra concealer, because हमने color correct किया, फिर उसके ऊपर एक dark concealer डाल के फिर हमने पूरे face में foundation डाल दिया. And if you set it and then do your blush and contour अगर आपको करना है, it is going to look fantastic and very clean, flawless finish. But someone like me, like I love थोड़ा सा, you know, like extra makeup, like thoda sa highlighting bhi karna hai, like in the proper way. I'm going to be using the E.l.f ka Camo Concealer Matte Finish. Now this is something I'm using for the first time. ये impression मेरा first time impression रहेगा जो भी है. This is in the shade Medium Beige. Obviously the shade of this concealer is too bright, so maybe even for highlighting purposes I might go a shade or two darker, but let's see how this performs when I apply it under my eyes. So now, since I want to highlight, I'm going to apply it under my eyes. Now it claims to be matte finish and I'm going to take very little quantity. When I'm highlighting, मैं ज़्यादा भर के नहीं लगाती हूँ. I'm going to apply a little bit on my chin, above my lip, on the bridge of my nose and a little bit on my temple. अगर आप मुझसे पूछो, medium beige काफ़ी bright है मेरे लिए, मैं एक foundation shade slightly darker जा सकती हूँ. But obviously online shades choose करना is not easy. I got very lucky with actually the foundation. Actually Nykaa पे जिस तरह से लोगों ने अपने reviews डाले थे, it was a little easier to pick the foundation का shade because the swatches were very accurate also, so it was easy. But it took me a while to understand the concealer personally. So I would probably go a shade darker. Now definitely you need to blend this out immediately because mattifying है थोड़ा, तो it will dry up. But not that bad. It has blended out pretty well. Now let's do the under eyes. Definitely full coverage hai, lightweight bhi hai. It's not feeling very extra on the skin. It's nice and blending out beautifully. As you can see, it's blended out pretty well. Actually, the fact that I thought that I might go one shade darker may not be needed if I'm actually using this much of quantity. I think agar main itna bhi quantity use kar rahi hu, then this shade is fine. But if you want to go extra high, hardcore coverage ज़्यादा भर के, then I would recommend to go to an accurate one shade below. But since I'm using very little, मुझे नहीं लगता कि मेरे को एक shade कम जाने की ज़रूरत है, because I'm using very little and blending it under my eye, and it's actually blending out pretty well. यार, I'm very impressed. The coverage, I think drugstore mein this is quite good. Gives good cutter to even the L'Oreal concealer. But if you ask me, I still prefer the L'Oreal concealer over e.l.f. The only advantage I feel e.l.f has over L'Oreal is we don't get much shade variety in L'Oreal Infallible concealer. वहाँ पे Nykaa में सिर्फ 3 shades है, whereas concealers के काफ़ी shades है Nykaa में available. So you might be able to get a little more accurate with your shades in terms of concealer in e.l.f. So that is the advantage. But overall, I love the coverage of this concealer. It is not bad at all. It's definitely brightening up my eyes, which is great. But मुझसे पूछो तो मैं शायद एक shade अभी भी कम जाऊँ. Though I've used very little quantity and it's not that bad. But just to give it a bit more professional finish, I might go one shade down. So yeah. So now I'm going to quickly set my under eyes. So I've taken the Pakka translucent powder in the shade 02, and I'm just going to quickly set my under eye and then see the final finish of the products, because setting karne ke baad how the product looks and everything, and when you give it some time to settle in into your skin, the look of the product completely changes, so you should not judge immediately. But yeah, I definitely see slight ashiness below my eye. That means the highlighting concealer was a little too bright for me, for sure. I definitely need to go a shade or two darker for my highlighting concealer. So I will definitely next time not buy the same medium beige shade. I will go 1 or 2 shades darker. Probably I will tell you what shade I will go for somewhere here. Yeah. So I'm just setting my under eye with a translucent powder. Not bad. Definitely, if you ask me now that I've worn the foundation for a while, obviously you are seeing an edited version of this video, but I've worn this foundation for like at least 20-30 minutes now. It's not very heavy for sure, like some of the mattifying foundations give you. This is definitely not heavy. I'm just removing the excess powder, by the way. It's not heavy. It's not feeling too like ज़्यादा product डाल दिया है, या it's not feeling cakey for sure. Even the under eyes, despite it being a mattifying full wear concealer, I am not feeling like it's very heavy, which is great. So it stays true to the point that it mentions that it is a very lightweight foundation and concealer. So yeah, I feel like the performance of the product is really good and not bad. Obviously abhi skin बहुत plain लग रही है, तो it might look like foundation is looking very white, but once you start putting the blush, the bronzer and everything, जो भी contour वगैरह, the look of the foundation will eventually settle in. I'll just finish my blush and contour and lipstick and everything and come back and give you guys the final verdict. So this is how the look of the foundation and the concealer is post the entire base done. That is, I've set my face, I've applied my bronzer, blush, highlighter, lipstick, and then set it with a setting spray, and this is the finished look. Overall, actually, if you ask me, e.l.f ka foundation and concealer both are very good. The shade, why am I saying shade? My tongue slipped. Shade. My shade Sand foundation jo hai, it is a perfect match on my skin tone. I love the finish. It's add a beautiful glow. Perfect for everyday office wear. Does not oxidize if you take your own foundations. you know, your own foundation shade, तो definitely खराब नहीं है ये. This is a very good product. I give 100% thumbs up to this. Whereas let's talk about the e.l.f का 16 hour Camo Concealer. This is in the shade, like I said, medium beige. Definitely मेरे लिए हल्का सा bright है, तो I might go one shade down for it to not be a little ashy around the eyes. I can see it off camera, maybe on camera it's not that visible, but if you see थोड़ा सा इधर हल्का सा ऐश हो रहा है, इसका मतलब दिस मीन्स दिस इज स्लाइटली ब्राइट. सो डेफिनेटली अगर आप मेरे स्किन टोन के हो, अगर आप चूज करना चाहते हो तो मीडियम बेज से 1 या 2 शेड डार्कर जाना फॉर हाईलाइटिंग पर्पसेज. सो डेफिनेटली या अदरवाइज द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ दिस कंसीलर इज ब्रिलियंट. शेड वैरायटी दोनों में काफ़ी इनफ है दैट यू कैन मैनेज. लाइक आई सेड, अगर आप आई पर्सनली लव लॉरियल इनफैलिबल कंसीलर. This is in the shade 317. It is my most favorite. I love this. It has a beautiful finish, but unfortunately the point being that L'Oreal Infallible में अगर आप नायका में जाओ तो सिर्फ 3 शेड वैरायटी है, so that becomes a bit of a problem. We all have different skin tones and we need थोड़ा सा variety, so that you get in e.l.f. So you can definitely check the concealer out. Both the products overall get a thumbs up. It's quite affordable, nice, budget friendly, easy to carry, and yeah, I wish e.l.f का फाउंडेशन थोड़ा ज़्यादा होता फॉर द प्राइस पॉइंट ऑफ 550, बट आई थिंक ओवरऑल इट्स फाइन. कंसीलर की क्वांटिटी बहुत ही अच्छी दी है, सो आई डोंट हैव एनी कंप्लेंट्स ऑन दैट मैटर. दिस इज फुल कवरेज, दिस इज मीडियम कवरेज. ओवरऑल द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ दिस इज very very good. I highly recommend both these products. I have no complaints. They are very good. I've already explained the pros and cons, but overall अगर आप खरीदने जाओ तो both the products are worth buying, and I really do love it. And I hope you enjoyed this review. डिटेल्ड रिव्यू. ये मेरा फर्स्ट टाइम है थोड़ा डिटेल्ड रिव्यू बनाने में, सो लेट मी नो इफ आई कैन गेट अ बिट बेटर और यू फील लाइक आई कुड हैव डन समथिंग डिफरेंट, देन लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट सेक्शंस नीचे. अदरवाइज प्लीज डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब. आई लव यू ऑल. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर शावरिंग so much of love on my YouTube and my Instagram. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, which is my Insta ID is relate with Tanya. Till then, I will see you guys next time. Mwah, love you all, and I hope you have a brilliant start to the year.